So now towards solution. We say, let's make Africa great again. Let's make Africa great again. People will say, how? Pay attention, listen, we'll break it down for you. Beware of false religion. You. Because false religion, it can be Islam, it can be traditional worship, it can be Christianity. It depends on how it's practiced. So it's not in one place or the other. Don't run from here to here to here to here. No, it's everywhere. But you will be responsible. You have to open your ears, your eyes, your brain, so that you will be able to identify this one is false. Any religion that does not put the saving of humanity at top priority is false. When we talk of saving physically, spiritually, save is save. The human must be in like the life that they're supposed to live. If any religion that is not putting that on top is a false religion. All humans are born equal, and human life is sacrosanct. It cannot be taken or destroyed, no matter what you're looking for. You must not shed the blood of a human being. It cannot happen. Any religion that is supporting that is false, and it should leave it, stay there. The code is, for God so loved the world that he died. That is John 3:16. Everybody can put this scripture, but not everybody understands the meaning. It means that God wants us to be alive and live comfortably, live peacefully, be happy. That is intentional. That's intention. So anything you're practicing, whether it's traditional worship, Islam, anything that has to take the life of your neighbors, is certainly not God. You are worshiping Ekwensu, Satan. It's satanic worship. That's what you're doing. God died in place of humans. Rather than kill humans, he died. Therefore, any human or force destroying human is satanic, is anti-God. All it. So am I coming out? All humans need to unite against such systems. All humans need to unite against such systems. The price to save humanity was paid 2,000 years ago. The price for peace was paid 2,000 years ago. That's the reality. We do not need to die anymore. We do not owe anymore. So Africans must stop dying. We will do everything possible to stop the devil and his agents, no matter the angle they're coming from. Like my sister will tell you, it's multifactorial. They come from everywhere. We must stop them from everywhere. No matter their names, whether they are called globalists, slave traders, human traffickers, colonialists, neo-colonialists, church people, Islam people, the traditional worshippers, kidnappers, whatever, we must stop them. Because that is our assignment here on earth. If you're giving birth to children, then you must ensure that these children are alive. Any spirituality or religion that involves the buying of other humans for spreading that religion in the name of jihad or whatever it's called, or the use of human parts to do charm for you so that you will succeed, is false religion, false spirituality, an abomination on our land, especially the ancestral land of Igbo land. And such religion should be banned throughout the whole world. It is not doing us any good as human beings. Anyone taking part in crime against humanity is attracting negative spirits and demons to themselves and their families. Parents, siblings, spouses, please check what members of your families and communities are doing. These things have repercussions, and they go from generation to generation. So we must stop these things. Don't just keep your eye one side. Every day you see them dropping women from the vehicle, confused and running mad. Don't just say it doesn't concern me. Check who is doing it. Why is he doing it? And it needs to be stopped. Hand them over to law enforcement agents. These things have repercussions and you need to stop them. This was how some of the evil, wicked ancestors weakened Africa spiritually, and then attracted evil people to come here and colonize us and take over our land and destroy our kingdoms. Let us be very vigilant. Pick up the bad ones. Let's pick out the bad ones amongst us. Everybody is not bad. But because the good ones are keeping quiet, the good ones are not vigilant, that's why evil is spreading. So we must be vigilant. Work together. Stop the people that are destroying our people, that are selling our people to the enemies. It's time to take charge. Take charge of your communities. Be responsible. Not ewuchimo crying left and right. No. Rise up. Work together. Every sudden wealth must be investigated. Source of overnight wealth is all in Nigeria is always like politics, religion, terrorism, kidnapping, fraud. There's no overnight wealth anywhere. We must begin to encourage genuine process of growth. You see the person is growing, he's learning trade, then he learn trade, he start doing it small, and they come up. Overnight wealth, investigate it. Do not stop celebrating such wealth. Wealth is created and built over time through well-known processes. Social media influencers and celebrities, please, you need to help us on this. Stop flaunting wealth. It is not helping our social reconstruct. We are trying to reconstruct our society. Please don't be bringing it down for us with your fakeness. It's not helping us. Some countries have even gone ahead to pass laws for against any public flaunting of wealth, punishable by imprisonment. This is the era of logic and critical thinking. Our ancestors were very critical in their way of thinking, very logical. We must become intentional about bringing back and promoting logic.
Yes.
In our society. Always ask, this thing I'm about to do, does it make sense? Of what benefit is it? Who is it benefiting? Is it going to benefit us? Not just if it benefits you, then you will go with it. No. Examine and assess every empire or system from the point of logic and critical thinking. If it doesn't make sense, please stay away from it. Even if they tell you it's freedom they're bringing, whatever they're telling you about, and analyze it, assess it. If it's not making sense, stay away from it. We told you that Nigeria is a fraud created by colonial masters based on the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. 1999 Constitution was imposed to tie our hands to the back. Why those who impose it become the new owners of the land and the assets. That's why there is poverty everywhere. Unquantifiable poverty in the land is man-made poverty. 1999 Constitution was carried forward from 1979, which is, that one is a product of 1966 to 1970 banditry. Inherited from 1960. 1960, when Britain handed us over to Fulani, dating back to 1914, the stupid amalgamation. Of course, over the time, they embellished and reinforced the constitution and all the different constitutions. These things we are doing, we are running it fast, but if you go and examine them, you will see what we're saying. Then you understand that so far Nigeria and Nigerians remain caged. Africa and the black world will remain enslaved and dwarfed. Amalgamation of Nigeria is crime against humanity. An entire world. Only fools and arrogant will celebrate or rejoice over that amalgamation. Under 1999 Constitution, only criminals fight to govern Nigeria. Sane people will not fight to become president of Nigeria. No, because you cannot do anything. You cannot move forward under 1999 Constitution. So that's why you see only criminals fighting and doing everything to make sure they get to Aso Rock. When they finish, they hand over to their sons and their daughters and their friends, while the people suffer and continue to suffer excruciating pain under the evil yoke. Look at it. T-Pain. they're laughing about everything, but it's not even a joke. How can you put people together and put them inside one head? How can they move forward? And when they finish, they will bring their sons. Political parties, we have told you on this platform, they are not your friends. Even in America here, you see Democrats and the black community. Black community in America keep voting for Democrats. Yet, they are not getting anything better from what they're doing. The same Democrats that kept funding and imposing APC on Nigerians, have you seen? They are all the same. Politicians and church leaders are not to be trusted. We told you before. They are liars and are loyal to their empires, not to the people. Do not expect them to help you. They are very selfish and greedy. They help only themselves. They even lack the capacity to be sincere and kind to the indigenous people. They will never. You are better human beings than they. You cannot expect anything good from people that you're better than. You need to do this job of liberation by yourself, for yourself. These people, they went about stealing, committing fraud and crime everywhere. They don't even reverence God. Remember, your God told you to take charge. Go into the earth, multiply, fill it, dominate and rule the earth. That's responsibility. Take charge. We have done our homework. So there's no fear or intimidation in this Nina's work that we're doing. That's what people.
Nope.
You will not, this one does not require your blood. It just requires your brain. And there's nothing to fear about this proposition because the research was done. And everything we are doing, we are coming from a place of knowledge and power. It is time to take back your power from every aspect. We told you that Ninas has succeeded in building a consensus of the victims of Fulani-led invasion, orchestrated by colonial masters, Britain. Because building consensus is very important. You remember initially, Fulanis were masquerading as Hausa Fulani North. So our people in the south didn't really know what was going on. They call all of them the Hausa Fulani. But there's nothing like Hausa Fulani. It is Fulani invading Nigeria, wearing the garments of Hausa Fulani. And people were confused. They continued to do that until they felt that their mission had succeeded. And like a real parasite, they began to eliminate the host Hausa. That is the massive killing you see in the north and middle belts. Is the parasite eliminating the host. You see, decoding the enemy strategy is the greatest way, greatest war strategy. Decoding the enemy's strategy is the greatest war strategy. And that is what Ninas has helped us to do. They helped us to understand the terror network. And it was critical. How Boko Haram and ISIS became ISWAP. We showed all this in the first video we showed earlier on. For you to understand what is going on. So Ninas built a consensus against the enemy, against the invaders. They built consensus against the instrument of oppression, which is 1999 Constitution. And then there's enforcement mechanism for both. How? Connect the people, the populace to the strategy. That's the assignment. If you're watching us, that's all you need to do. To shut down the general election machinery. Our reference point is Nina's 5-point agenda. This part of the work involves the public and is just 5% of the entire liberation work. So all of you shouting on social media, we want this, we want Biafra, we want Yoruba nation, all you're doing is that mobilization, 5%, but you need to do it right. You need to mobilize the people towards self-determination, not mobilizing them towards death. Ndibu, pay attention. So in essence, what the work that Ninas has done this past 5 years, it's about what? That is, what is the problem? What is the solution? When do we solve it? How do we solve it? Who we do what? All put in place. They did solemn assemblies of all the blocks, then made the announcement to international community that they don't want to be governed by this document that was imposed. And then they had what we call constitutional force majeure. And then broke down everything. They broke down everything step by step. Which one is this one? Which one is following this one? Everything about the constitution is 75%. And then we have intra-regional cohesion, which is 5%. That is bringing the people region by region, bringing themselves together. That's 5%. The multi-regional cohesion, that's one that you put everybody coming together with your own, standing on your own ancestral land. Then you form alliance with other people. 5%. Then they took it to the international stakeholders, the owners of the people coming to do whatever they're doing in our land. That is 5%. And then there's interface with existing constitutional and governance order, because we don't want chaos, we don't want vacuum. 5%. Everything broken down. What is left is the mass mobilization, which is 5%, which involves you. Share this video. Explain Nina's proposition to people. If you don't understand, call us. We'll show you. We must make Africa great again. In summary, Constitution is the enemy.